Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to game number 3 of our best of 5 grand finals. Faceless, leading MVP 2-0, and with a win here, would punch their ticket to the Dota Pit Land finals, compete for over $125,000 in January 2017. One of the first big events after the fall major. So, I'm LD. I'm joined here by Ryu Boras. We're going to get underway with this game, and Ryu Boras, I think I might have hopped in a time machine because draft is looking identical. This time, MVP, though, they did ban out the Knicks. So we'll have to see what sort of tweak Faceless make in their efforts to deal with this Timbersaw.
Yeah, I think MVP should pick Wisp here now. You need a hero that can. Okay, well, you can just go for the Ogre instead. But you can still get away with split pushing the map and pressuring this AA. Like we talked about it last game, where you have the Nyx, Bounty Hunter, and Ricky. These are all amazing heroes for dealing with AA, but they don't have it. Also, the Wisp is very good at dealing with him wanting just to stay in lane, stay in farm, and then throw blast out. You could get a Slark too eventually, or something like that, a Shadow Blade hero, or say not. That's how you can punish AA as well. But instead, they're going to beef up Ogre now for MVP, and that's going to help them. As we talked about, they seem to have problems with the laning phase. Ogre helps you with that laning phase problem. You get just a beefy hero that just goes attack somebody. Timbersaw is going to have a harder time getting banned or countered this game. And surprisingly, another Coddle ban. They don't want to get split pushed.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, MVP don't just use the Coddle to split push. They use it to set up ganks as much as anything else. So
Yep.
definitely could be a consideration here. Sandcane now going to get removed by MVP. Do want to mention there's still Naga in the pool. There's Tinker out there. These are heroes that Faceless has run before. Last time the Anti-Mage got banned, that is available. There's also the Morphling out there. Like, there's a lot of different directions they could take it. And, I mean, as far as Ice heroes go, anything
Yeah,
jumping out
MVP
at you?
need to ban Slardar. Slardar is a really good counter to Timbersaw and Ogre. You just amplify them and then right click them, they die. They need to be careful, and that's what they want Faceless, because Rubik and A kind of like those hit and run things, and that's what Slardar does too, like hit and run. Yeah, they would have instantly picked that. And like you said, Naga is on the table. Are we gonna have a Naga game? Also, could be a Drow game too for Faceless.
Yeah, we have not seen much Drow. That is for damn sure. I'd be a little worried about picking her into like the Bristle IO, just because if Bristle gets a Crimson Guard and has a decent start, I think they're really going to struggle to deal with him. But as I say that, Faceless grab Clock. Okay setup for AA. It can be a little annoying for Timber as far as interrupting his Timber chain goes, but still, I feel like they have to have a little more plan to be going for the Clock here.
Yeah, probably Invoker next for them. Could be a thing. Setting up all the global pressure. It's not that bad. And set up for those easy sun strikes. Picking Clockwork early here. Clock versus Timber. I think that lane is just kind of even. Both teams would farm if MVP did want to go aggro. Okay, so
that almost feels like a block pick. MVP are not known for their anti-mage play, but we saw them ban it against Black. Obviously, they can't really ban it now, so they will. I mean, I don't know it's a block pick for sure, but it definitely feels like one. They will take it away. So yeah, what do Faceless go for with this Clockwork? You mentioned
well,
one
they can
option.
go Terrorblade. They can go Terrorblade now and try and end the game before Anti-Mage gets online. Or they could go for, dang, what was the other hero? I'm going to have to go look now. There's another good hero. Okay, the Lifestealer. Like, if you want to try and go for Infest Bombs with, like, Clockwork and try to pick off the Anti-Mage, it's not that bad.
Yeah, Storm Lifestealer could be a good way to round out this draft. It does put you, like, all in on those Infest Bombs, though.
It does. Do you think MVP will go back for even more cheese? Like, no. They won't go Tinker. They could go Storm themselves, though. There we go. finally.
Now that they've shown the AM, I like the Drow pick. I don't think it would have been a good
Yeah.
idea when like the Bristle IO's still out there, but now you really can't go for Bristle IO when you already have Anti-Mage Timbersaw, so they're not going to have a big, beefy, anti-physical damage frontliner. Like, Timber is okay, but on his own, I think the AA Rubik and Clockwork is enough to deal with him, so I think it's really important to note, like, the way Faceless goes about picking a hero like Drow, where they don't just rush into it. They know what MVP are going to grab before they go for it.
So now MVP are going to be like, oh, well, we got a Chen now. That's a good hero here because they don't have any last pick chances for like Bounty Hunter or Ricky. They can't really punish the jungle at all. So this is a free Chen game for him to either get levels or help out lanes. And it kind of deters Faceless from going like, say, a Viper or something along those lines. Because Faceless would love to have like a Viper or a DK right now. Or something along the lines where they can have this hero that's tanky and self-sufficient that can just hit towers and stuff. But with the Chen, they might want to have more AoE now instead for their mid lane. So probably Invoker, but probably Invoker for Faceless last, and then MVP. Or actually, there's TA too. This is a good TA game.
Yeah, decent way to deal with the Chen creeps. Matches up pretty well against AM. Timber and Ogre can give him some problems with the Ignite. You can't mail dodge it, right? You used to not be able to. I'm not sure if that's still the case.
You can mail dodge the Ignite.
Are you sure? You didn't used to be able to.
I think you can now.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say 100%, but
yeah. Well, between that and the Timbersaw, it's tons of AoE damage, so it's like okay for dealing with TA refraction, but. Yeah, trying to think what else deals well with the Chen creeps. I mean, there's Gyro, but then you have a Gyro on your team, so the MVP gonna round it out with the PA. So I mean, credit MVP for sticking to their guns. This will be the QO PA, I imagine, and a safe lane anti-mage. But man, I don't know. You see a push strat coming and you pick PA. You'd better have a decent snowball going in the mid game, or you're really gonna struggle to stop this push.
Faceless lineup isn't that good though with like Drow because they don't have sustain and they don't have a way to save Drow. So like their two supports is like they're just kind of like they're setting up stuff or reacting to stuff. That means that Drow's gonna have a hard time, and this last pick mid is gonna have to do wonders for them. Okay, so Mirana.
All right, get the Ags. That's a good one. That plus the Ice Blast,
yep.
Combine that with the Ice Vortex, tons of damage.
That was the perfect pick.
Counters refraction or evasion because you rely on magic damage, not physical. AM still feels like late game he could be very difficult to deal with, but like I'm talking like super late game. But I like the Mirana pick. I think it's probably one of the best options they had.
They needed a hero that could split push the lanes kind of effectively, right? If you have like a Viper or something along that's too much single target focus, Clockwork's not really giving you that lane push out. Rubik and AA, same feeling. Drow is single target as well. So they needed some AoE push out. Mirana is very good, and like you said, good hero for bursting down this, good against Chen creeps, good against Timber, and as you said, the evasion of PA. So this is a pretty even draft still. 50-50. It's all going to come down to timings for both teams.
All right, we get into it now. It is game number 3 of our best of 5 showdown here in Dota Pit SEA qualifier action. I'm LD. He's Ryu Boras. We'll hop into the game now. We see Dubu already making his move up through the river. Does plant down an observer ward here. And it is going to be the mid PA for QO. Has gone for the early Blightstone. Now we saw this Blightstone Oov build a lot on the support PAs. I haven't seen the early Blightstone too much on a core PA, and certainly not first item. But he has been pulled quite a bit of regen here. 2 tangos for now, with Chen likely to be assisting him as well, and a lot of kill potential between the Ogre, the Chen creeps, and the PA dagger. Right, this is a pretty strong laning combo. That is for sure.
Yeah, maybe he's, like you said, prioritizing not the last hits.
Oh, not
but
again.
Just, is he going to get caught again? No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Baby's got to blink away.
I mean, lift into an arrow, maybe they can kill him, but they'd have to catch him from the high ground so he doesn't just see him. And they're already pinning, he knows. Not gonna let that same trick fool him twice.
Ooh, already, this is good play. Normally when you're going against junglers, you want to invade the enemy jungle, put up some wards to block the enemy camp. Probably the hard camp is the best one, even though with the addition of the extra jungle here a long time ago for the ancients, Chen can still, can still do well. And he's going into the enemy jungle now. He already knows what Faceless are up to.
Yeah, no creeps just yet, but he does have the good wards. Gonna spawn here in about 15 seconds. So he will scout black heading top. I mean, these Faceless lanes are pretty obvious. I don't think anything surprising or particularly valuable revealed, but we'll have to see what Ryzen looks to do, where he tries to focus his energy. For now, Ogre PA, duking out against Mirana Rubik. And the first creep is a Hellbear Smasher. I mean, normally this isn't the best creep, but they have good catch to set up for that clap, so this could be a kill creep potentially.
Yeah. So far, everything's okay for MVP. Yeah, I was going to say they should probably rotate the AM down. They were expecting the aggressive tri-lane, but Faceless did a nice job of like backing away, knowing that they're lanes, and then they're doing a dual lane mid so that Jabs doesn't get absolutely crushed.
Jabs just letting that arrow out. He's going to tank and ignite here, but that is pretty much all of Dubu's mana. Just the one clarity to work with. We're going to see Ryzen head top, so they're looking to win 2 lanes with their supports. And the AM hoping he can handle 1v1, but Febby is level 1. Oh my.
That was
pretty close to dying there. Did have the mango into cogs, but I don't think was able to get close enough to actually cage Febby, who just really has to stick in this lane for one more wave. I mean, if AM gets solo killed by Clock, that is an unmitigated disaster. That should never happen. But
no,
being level 1 when he's 2 is probably like the only way that it could.
Yep. Or like if you mana burn him with your cogs constantly and then you just come back into lane or something.
It's pretty low percentage, that's for damn sure. But he's going to survive that initial onslaught, and I imagine we'll need to ferry out a bit of regen. But the big thing is always mana burning the Clockwork, who has popped a clarity potion for now. Febby not opting to move in too close and actually remove that clarity. But yeah, once you mana burn the Clock, he's not too much of a threat. You can see as soon as Febby moves in, Ice just...
XY is in trouble. They got a hasted Ogre. He's mad.
Right, yeah, he comes storming in. Already the lift was committed. Balo going to join this as well. Even though Bolus has to get in on the action, but Dubu, he's not going to dive the tower. I mean, Ogre can tank those tower shots for sure with the 8 armor, but doesn't want to risk it.
I don't know about that chin play there. He could have had a satyr and then but he got the full assassin. Yeah, he's immediately regretting his decision now.
Yeah, they're going to kill this thing too. So Horizon's like, oh yeah, that creep. That's a good one to have. But yeah, they are putting a lot of pressure on this tri-lane, which in turn is shutting down Nuts and XY a little bit, as well as slowing down the Drown. But I say that she's still 15-6. She's actually doing a lot better than Febby on the AM. Only 8-1 right now. So Ice doing a good job here with 15 CS.
They're doing a nice job, like you said, of putting pressure on the Drow lane. Even though she's getting CS, she's getting held back on her experience, as well as the supports. And that's what you want to do as Drow. You want to limit her level 6 timing, limit the timings of the supports as much as they can, contesting these pools, blocking these pools. So at the end of the day, MVP has had a really good laning phase right now.
There's the ignite on Jabs, and we'll back away. You see a little ring around the rosy action here bottom, but once you're out of mana as the Clockwork, the AM auto techs don't really hit you all that hard. So Ice is not afraid to continue trading blows. So MVP will look to secure that rune. No dire vision as they smoke, and they instantly broken by XY up in the high ground. He only broke the Chen though, not the creeps, not the Ogre, not actually being scouted, so they might be able to get in nice and close here on black. And they will. Bloodlust. Hey, little Drow Ranger. How you doing, babe? I'll get the kill. Balo, the one to secure the first blood, and now instantly onto Nuts, who's going to ring his way through the trees. But there is really nowhere good for a Frosty man to go. As Balo... Oh, there you are.
Oh, thank
Icicle
you.
Man, thank you very much. And he might get frozen here, but That's okay. It just means Chen will get the kill instead. So, MVP, they are punishing the Drow Rubik AA tri-lane, which is not a very good matchup against this Ogre Chen dual roam.
Yeah. Oh, when you open up supports like this and they can't do anything, this just happens. A 5-minute tower coming in from MVP, and this is, mid lane though. Arrow gonna whiff.
Already used the lift there. It is only level 1 now. The dagger comes in, and QO off the bat finding the kill with the level 3 dagger. Combine it with the Blightstone. That's some hefty damage. He's going to look for a secondary kill with the DD rune. I thought he got a crit there initially, but he was only level 5. Now he's 6. He's going to go for the triple kill. Just QO Dota at its finest. Then the evasion kicks in. He will finally go down, but he buys the phase boots. Didn't actually spend his gold before dying, it looks like. Still incredibly worth it. And oh yeah, by the way, MVP are just caving in this top tower. That DD rune could not have come at a better time.
Man, Ice back is going to have to be huge this game if they want any chance. Jab just TP's in there, and I think he's the only one who can really deal with the Chen this game. So he's just going to have to mirror the image, mirror the Chen's movement, try to defend the towers as best as he can with his Star Storm. Else it's going to be a quick game for MVP at this rate.
Gonna move on to Ice bottom. He drops the cogs, eats his way out of it. The Mana Void, not very effective. He will go down, but he had the infused raindrop there to block most of that incoming damage.
Setting up on top here.
Can they get the kill on Velo? Oh, that's the perfect way to do it. Lift and drop him. But they have no way to cancel the TP, and the Cold Feet is not going to proc. Very nice reaction by Velo under pressure. So he makes it out in Game 3. Finally MVP. Looking good after the laning stage. I mean, not great by any means overall in the series, but certainly a great start here in game number 3.
Yeah, when you have a 2k gold lead on a Drow strat, oh, you're happy. You're just saying, okay, well, we're taking towers before they are. This is just a perfect start for them, and the comeback mechanic for Faceless this game is going to be the clockwork hooks and the levels on the AA. It's only level 3 at 7 minutes in the game. That's as rough as it's going to get.
So, what do Faceless do now? They've lost a tier 1 top. They took heavy damage on the tier 2. The supports aren't really able to pull anymore.
They can't really farm anywhere either because they're just going to die. Like PA, as we saw, QO can just solo kill the AA and the Rubik, so they can't farm there. Can't go bottom. AMs can just blink on them and do it as well. I don't know. They're just going to have to smoke around and get some picks. Ice, carry them.
Yeah, how good of a clock game is it?
Not
like
really a good clock game.
He's gone for the battery assault max, which is definitely more of like the solo killing build, but AM can blink out of the cogs. PA has the blink strike or the phantom strike as well. Chen creeps really counter battery assault. Ogre's a pretty difficult kill. You can lock down the Timber, but you can't really burst him on your own. It's not really the best clock game.
You can Timber chain away too, so it's yeah. Everything you mentioned is just a horrible game for Clockwork.
But if anyone can pull it off, it's probably Ice.
If he scouts this out, oh, he looked there. He's going to go for the rocket play, too.
Oh, he wants Velo, but Velo is in pretty deep. Ice is convinced he's here. He actually is a TP. He could be gone, but he's not. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Why don't you come back and say hello to my little friend? He might turn around and get a kill here. Oh, that's close with the gust. No, they secure it. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, XY getting wrapped around on. Quick blink forward by Febby, and yes, Sayonara Rubik. Moonlight Shadow, far too late. The Hadouken helping to secure that one rise. And we'll take the last hit, and that is going to transition immediately into a tower push. So AM and your PA free farming here is QO looking for pickoffs. Maybe thought
he's going to find Nuts.
Come back.
Ouch.
Oh, Nuts with the jukes. Yeah, QO getting a little nervous. Even with the haster, he's not going to go for it. He knows if Clock catches him and he's not near something to blink to, he's in a lot of trouble. So, I do like that choice to back away.
Dubu.
Oh, walking right into them. Awkward position for Ice. Hooks. and then tries to back away. Those raindrops paying dividends. It looks like they might save his life. Fade Bolt not going to bounce onto Dubu as Ryzen easily survives that counter gank, and then from the rear, no, sorry, he actually will end up taking down anyway. Dubu finds the kill on the Ogre with the Ignite to Ice, and now start to poke at jabs. Febby will just continue farming. So yeah, this is looking great for MVP. They finally won a laning stage, and they've won it very convincingly.
Yep. Ryzen got the kill with his Satyr. Unfortunately, it had to die, and yeah, the last tick of the Ogre Ignite get killed. But like you said, they're doing a really good job pressuring everywhere on the map. Faceless have no response to this, and the only way for them really back in the game is Ice. He's got 20-second cooldown on his hook. They don't really have a way to... They don't have any smokes on any of their heroes. It just looks like they're content on just farming as much as they can on all of their heroes.
Yeah, QO will back out up to 1,600 gold on the PA. So, what is the PA build this game, Ryu? We've seen all kinds of different items on this hero in the past, but I'm curious on your take, this particular game.
Against AA, you can't go armlet, in my opinion. Oh, top lane, they're going to go on Velo. He's... could be saved.
Yeah, it looks like he might be fine as Jabs gets caught out by QO. The DD rune, though, combined with the double Starstorm, could pose a bit of a threat, but then Febby arrives. They're ganking with the AMPA, and it's working. They'll kill off one, and then Ice hook shots himself to safety to Black. And it looks like it might be a Desolator for QO. Already grabbed the Mythor Hammer. But yeah, man, I love the fact that they're actually ganking with these two. Sure, they could farm, but Faceless really aren't that good at dealing with these heroes at this stage of the game, and certainly not from behind as the cogs get dropped. Ice going for the TP out, the pushback, and the TP away. He'll make it out, but that first Ice Blast, even though it hits, not going to be enough for a kill here. Can they find XY? QO still chasing. Oh, that classic QO aggression. When you're ahead, it works beautifully, and this game he is.
Yeah, and he turned off his aggression too when he could have died earlier, and that could have given all the momentum back to Faceless. So he's controlling his aggression in this game as well. It's not just like, oh, I see enemy hero, I go kill enemy. Yeah, he's been reserved, and that's what you need when you're up ahead like this. You can't feed away needless kills. They're pressuring top lane now. Gonna get this tier 2 tower, and Anti-Mage didn't even need to go Vanguard this game. He's just going straight Battle Fury. Dubu, kind of in no man's land. Nice entry, though.
Oh, Ice scouted out here. He's going to drop the cogs. Good positioning. Isolating Velo. He hook shots to interrupt the Timber Chain into the arrow. Perfect combo with the Ice Blast over the top. They're going to get the Timber, but man, they had to commit for that, and now it cost them XY. Maybe more. Jab slowed down by the Penitence. Has the leap available. Hanging on to it for a very long time here. 10 stick charges. Finally, he'll leap. He wanted to get up to the high ground, but Febby can meet him there in 1 second, and they already have the vision. They're going to lock him down, finish him off. Nukes won't be enough. Febby with the double kill. The combat anti-mage rushing a Battle Fury all the while, and he's going to have it real soon. A much better game for Febby than last time around as he immediately moves on to Nuts. Bottom lane, forced to TP out. No Mana Void, and won't be able to stop that TP, but Black is just farming Ancients. The Drow Ranger, a total non-factor this game. That is exactly the way MVP won it.
Yep. AA Blast bottom lane, but he's expecting it. Febby getting out of there. Black's just... We said he had a flawless game so far. He was like 20-0 in this series. Now he's finally has a destined name. He's going to try and kill Febby. Oh, Febby.
All right. Well, Black making plays.
Yep,
though to be fair, it was a little greedy by Febby to stick around there that long. Especially with no wards.
We believe.
Well, okay, he does have the one ward, but it's not really in the best spot.
QO.
Does he want to make a move here? No, Black just gonna TP out. Even with the crit, should be fine. I thought Ice might actually hook shot. As QO reveals that he does have a ward, Ice immediately pinging it out. Lobs that dagger in. Deso is flying out now on the courier. Oh, this is a big timing for MVP. This could mean the Roshan. It could mean tier 2 towers.
I don't know how they stopped this PA from just killing everyone. I honestly don't. Deso is just going to one-shot every single hero on the side of FL.
They're really not that good against physical damage. They have good... I guess Drow's armor is okay, but it's not amazing. Mirana's very weak against it. Relatively low armor and mediocre HP. Even Clockwork doesn't have the best armor.
And nobody builds like a Vlad's or a Mechanism on their team. It's just like, where do they get the armor from?
Yeesh. Well, I mean, you mentioned Ice being the one that gets them back into it. It really doesn't seem like he's going to be able to do it. So they're going for the Mirana Ags. Like, can they farm their way back into this game, or do you not even think that's possible, Ryu?
At this stage, that's all they could do, is Black at least getting some items, just because they took down his tower, they took over his jungle, he couldn't farm, and looks like XY is going to be another casualty of war. They're just doing as much as they can with the situation they were dealt, and farming their way back into this. There's going to be a timing where they can maybe do something at like 30 minutes, but past that, I think they lose because of the anti-mage PA.
Yeah, Faceless, I mean, it's like you said, there's just not good saves on this lineup. So maybe if you had a Shadow Demon or, you know, I don't know, a Dazzle, like someone to protect these cores, the Mirana, the Drow Ranger, and extend the fights, then potentially I could see them having a better shot late game. But when they get jumped by a Basher PA or Basher AM, they're just dead, and there's really no way to save them.
They're just going to have to... That's the problem, right? If you start the team fight, you still have the Chin Heal, the Chin Hand of God. You're going to have to start the team fight with AA Blast and Clockwork at the same time. Oh. Ice going for the backstab play. They know the rocket came from that direction, so they immediately back out.
I love how they just immediately sent all 5 heroes to find him, and Ice has chosen the one spot where they can't, and Bebby... Oh my god. He eats the tree, but he doesn't get all the way in there. And then another rocket from Ice. They're like, where the hell is this friggin' robot? He just walks right by them. The sentries get dropped. He's gonna just walk away. Are you kidding me, Ice? 1v5, easy peasy. He'll drop the cogs. He can hook himself away if he really needs to. It looks like he should be fine without it. My god, talk about space created and time wasted, but the rest of the team's just gonna get caught. Ice coming in with the hook shot onto Velo. This could be the big fight they're looking for. Velo still alive through it all. He's surviving. They gotta kill him off. Oh, they can't do it. Oh no. So close. Yet so far as Dubu lunges in, he will forfeit his life. Mirana does have her Ags available now. The dagger almost killing off XY instantly. Bebby fainting with the Mana Void. There is no additional gauge here aside from an arrow, and that will hit. Ryzen walks into it, but if Jabs goes in, he may pay with his life. He's going to chance it. Jumps in. He knows he's dying for this, but he says, screw it, I want that kill. I don't think it was worth it, though. A 2 for 2.
Greed. Oh, that greed in his eyes, man. You just saw it there.
Like, he knew that was a bad idea. You could see from the hesitation. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I want this kill, man. Well, you got your kill, buddy. Wasn't worth it.
Well, QO alone.
Uh-oh, isolated by the battery salt, but yeah, he could just blink away. That's the issue with the clock pick this game, is they have these 2 blinking cores, and you know, maybe you can interrupt the Timber Chain, but Velo is the least important of the 3 at this stage, and at some point they're going to get BKBs, Ryu, I imagine.
Like, the way you could do it too is like hook shot and then cog somebody back, but you need level 2 hook to do that, else you don't have enough time. And he's only level 8 this game. Oh my goodness, that is level 8 at 17 minutes as an offlaner, and he's been kind of participating as much as he can in these like going around, but he's not getting any kills. So he's just like hooking in and whatnot, but he's just not getting anything accomplished.
So I guess the hidden victory here for Faceless is that MVP did not take the Roche. So they end up baiting them into a fight. You know, maybe Mirana didn't need to go in and die there 1-for-1 with the support, but Roche is still up, and now Drow has a Shadow Blade with the Dragonlance. Black continues to farm his way back into this game. He's actually the leader in net worth against a Battle Fury Anti-Mage with a tower deficit, mind you.
A huge tower deficit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 2. Yeah. How is he ahead? I guess his CS includes a lot of Ancients.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, Ice on the high ground here. He's going to hook. It's on to 2. Oh, the silence is perfect. No blink out for QO. They're going to slaughter that PA right away. Bebby gets on the backline's nuts, though. Already committed his ultimate. He's not even dead yet. Velo going to fall as well. 2 down. Looking for a 3rd, a 4th. Bebby will be number 3. Both cores down. Dubu next. Faceless taking the wheels off the MVP aggression and now looking for that 5th and final kill. They're going to get it too. It looks like Ryzen has no TP. Arcane Boots, teleport scroll won't matter. Lifted, dropped, and dead. A team wipe for Faceless. Started off with an Ice hook shot from the high ground combined with the Black Silence so they couldn't blink strike out on anyone. And that is how you actually can shut down MVP at this stage. If they get caught like that again, I think they're going to need BKBs, Ryu, because else that silence is a huge problem in these fights.
Yeah, they need that or Force Staffs, but none of their heroes can really build Force Staffs besides Ogre or something along the lines, and he's not even close. Like, he's poor. Chin obviously went for that mechanism. He's poor, so they're not going to have these items, like I said, for a long time. Fortunately, they only got the tier 1 tower for Faceless because, or fortunately for MVP, because now MVP is saying, okay, well, maybe now we need to up our play here. We can take away map control. We can do Roche ourselves, right? So that's going to be the next contention for both teams. Who is going to go for Roche now? Because Faceless, they did just waste all their smokes, I think. Let's see if they have any.
I feel like it's really hard for MVP to go take that Roshan, just like blind 5v5.
They want it, man. I'm telling you, I know them.
They're a good Roche lineup,
they're rattled.
But Clockwork gives you vision. Ice Blast is so easy to land in the pit. Hook shot can be really problematic, and the arrow is likely to hit. And as I say that, Ice will whip the hook. They're still going in though with that Drought Ranger. Dust gets popped. Ice with the blade mail catch on the cogs. Will find that first kill. Jab's able to leap away. XY now jumping in. He's going to pull the PA back and around. The dagger comes in, takes XY down by half. Then the Mana Void almost bringing down Nuts. It will finish him off, and this is the kind of chaotic fight where Faceless just can't take them head on. Black on the run. Isn't going to have the mana. Will end up falling to a Hadouken. Ryzen sniping that last hit. DD Rune on QO could allow them to get additional kills. Peppy giving him the vision. Now the dagger. Blink away though. Ice trying to cut him off at the pass, but the Phantom Strike just has such a low cooldown. He needs to push him back on the cogs. Instead he gets dropped inside of the cogs. So the pushback won't be there, and thus an easy retreat. I mean, Hookshot is cooling down in 25, but I feel like maybe MVP can just do the Roche at 25.
Yeah, the only thing they really worried about is the A blast. That's in 5 seconds. The DD just wear off for QO. XY.
He steals the blink. He can go for a swag play here. They can keep vision up with the hook, with the cog. This is not bad. This is not good. They get him though. They jump him on the high ground. Ice Blast coming in. Ice. Hook shot is available, but he'd at best be just trying to steal the Aegis. He's not going to win a fight here. On his own, Jabs maybe goes for it. The hook comes in. Jabs will follow this one up. It's Febby who grabs the Aegis. Uh-oh. Ice down. Jabs down as well. They suicide into the pit. That makes 3 dead. They do at least crack the Aegis immediately, though. And when the dust settles, it is an MVP win. A fairly convincing one at that. You know, it really fell apart when that hook shot missed in the river. It looked like he was going... Was it for the Chen? Because, like, Ogre was all the way over here.
No, he went for the Ogre.
And Ogre just sidestepped it, I guess.
It barely.
Yeah.
The Ogre sidestepped to the right. Missed it.
All right. Topsy-turvy game. And
Yeah,
with that fight, Faceless delays the Nuts Midas here, which I think is actually hugely important given their lineup to be able to shut down these cores in the mid-game fights.
I think it's just smart of MVP just to keep running at them like that, especially when they have that double damage there. They're just like, okay, well, we know as long as we can don't get caught in the cogs like that with the double silence, then they can't really lock us down. And that's the problem they had that previous fight. But this time they just spread out. You have the Chin still that can save you with the mech, Hand of God, send you back and whatnot. And they focus everything on the Timber Saw, which leaves your other 2 cores to just go ham. So sure, Velo's not having the best game this time around, but he's just like making Faceless focus him, and then the other cores go ham.
All right, well, this is the PA counter, potentially.
Yep, PA, Timber, Anti-Mage, this is everything counter.
Yeah, Silver Edge is a hell of an item this game. I love this choice for Black.
He needs Split Shot, like in Dota 1, man.
Well,
like,
Drow?
Yeah, I think in Dota 1 didn't... maybe I'm thinking of like a custom game or something.
Are you thinking of the marksmanship thing where it had, like, the old one has a percentage chance to instantly kill a creep?
No. Like, I'm probably thinking of a custom game actually now.
I don't think Drow ever had straight split shot. That was
no,
Dusa.
she didn't have that.
What
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
thinking
smoking,
of
Ryu?
She did have the one hit kill.
Hey,
Oops.
Dubu. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Walks into 5, and then the dagger connects to an XY, and just like that, he's dead. Nuts down 2. The silence, though, is beautiful. Perfect cogs. Follow-up from jabs. They need a little more damage to get these kills, though. Starstorm through. Can he bring down QO? He does. Jams it in for the kill. The AM's too low to continue fighting. They're going to leap forward, but he jumps back the other way. Febby! Now you see me. Now you don't. He turns on jabs. Oh, the Mana Void isn't enough. Black's going to kill him off, though. A 4 for 3 and make it 5. Faceless just pulling off these godly team fights with, I mean, frankly, it's like a so-so lineup for team fights at best, but my god, that 3-hero cogs, the Gust, the Ice Blast, they just had everything there.
I don't understand how they get like dream situations like this.
I mean, you mentioned MVP, they like to just keep on running in, and sometimes that means you're running into that combo is the one downside.
They're like timber chaining, both blinking into the cogs. They're like, here, please just silence me and
they're taking that fight right before the Mance on the AM and right before the BKB on the PA. If they have those items, that fight, nothing bad happens, really. At worst, they just blink out and run away.
Credit still goes to Nuts for getting off, as he was dying, his Ice Blast and popping it on those 3 heroes. So if he didn't get that off, that fight would have still been really good for MVP, and they would have crushed. But so I think Man of the Hour goes to Nuts for that. And then obviously Ice doing work still. So Murata going E-Blade this game.
Against AM?
Yeah, not a fan of it. And you already have the hood. You see the
it
hood
is
on
good to
Timber.
protect an ally who's getting jumped by the PA.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing here, but you E-Blade that target, potentially they've already lost a lot of mana. They just get mana voided or blown up by the Timber. I mean, Shotgun is not very good against AM unless you've Silver Edged him to remove the Spell Shield. Granted, it's only a level 1 Spell Shield at level 17, but I imagine we'll see him skilling up some additional points fairly soon. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not like sold on the E-Blade, but it could potentially work.
Yeah, I can see the defensive capabilities of it. Even for just the Murana herself, you have the PAs. It seems like QO just always wants to be on top of Murana this game.
Well, MVP. Just when you think it's like, all right, they finally have Faceless figured out. They've got the late game. They've got the map control. They can take Roche. They can farm. They can win fights. Like they have a lot of ways to approach this. All of a sudden, Faceless find like ridiculous fight after ridiculous fight with like massive, just arrays of red dots dotting this graph to pull themselves right back in the game, and then they get a courier snipe as well. Oh no, that was the Bloodstone for Velo. I mean, I don't feel like he's the most important hero, to be honest, but still, more gold in their pockets. More damage to the MVP economy. Don't call it a comeback just yet, Ryu, but they're not out of it either.
Oh yeah, they're still in the driver's seat, I want to say, because the game is even, and just because how AM and PA can just outscale. But they're doing a really good job making them come back. Now we saw them get punished last time for doing this.
All right. Now, I will say this time it should be different because they have the BKB on QO. As long as he uses it responsibly, especially with that hook shot missing, in comes QO. He gets
QO?
lifted. BKB, okay, he'll be fine for now, but he's got to back out. The Blade Mail committed by Ice. Don't want to hit that Blade Mail target. The Mana Void, not enough to get a kill. QO's going in deeper, but his BKB's going to wear off momentarily. He's really got to be careful about how deep he's diving. Velo trying to clean up Ice. He'll make it out, but that is going to end the push because they committed so early and he lost so much health. So they only get the tier 3 tower. Dagger in onto Ice. Blade Mail insta-pop. They might lose Velo. Doesn't have a Bloodstone yet. Can't deny he will lose his life. They didn't get the melee, which will begin healing back up. Man, yeah, QO didn't die, but just losing all that health on the BKB completely changed that fight. Or before he BKB'd, I should say.
Yeah, and QO still was the MVP of that fight afterwards, though. He went in, immediately got some crits on top of the Drow, made her buy back, so at the end of the day, MVP is going to come out on top heavily, I want to say, for that one.
Oh, you
QO,
say that, but QO has no BK. Oh, he is invis. Okay, never mind. It's kind of hard to tell with the PA. But
yeah, he's Wisp LD. It's Wisp and Biz right now. No.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, you get no credit this time. I'm just kidding.
Damn, dude.
I'm just kidding.
You get savage when you haven't slept.
I haven't.
Jabs quickly about, has the Ghost Scepter, and then the hook. They spring the trap, the BKB cooling down for 1 second, and he will get it off, but the Ice Blast connects on him. He might be going down here in the end. Febby trying to chase out Jabs. Will this PA end up shattering? No, the BKB should block that damage. It looks like he'll survive, make it out, but that is 2 BKB charges, and once that BKB gets low, I mean, at that point, honestly, you can just kite him. Hurricane Pike away. Rubik's been stealing the Anti-Mage Blink and likely to be able to continue doing so. Clockwork has a Force Staff. You don't really want to hit him while he's Blade Mailed. AA maybe is easy food, but these BKB charges, to me, Ryu, feel very precious given the matchup.
Yeah.
And he's chilling
Problem
through.
is, when Anti-Mage gets his his BKB, that's when it's going to be very scary. If Timbersaw ever gets his too. But I agree with you. PA might have a tougher game as this game goes on if she keeps on getting kited like this.
And there's the shotgun, now complete. So Jabs can force those BKBs out fairly easily.
Honestly, at this rate, because QO keeps on getting caught out, I think that this E-Blade is going to work out perfectly. Because every time it's a hook shot into like a lift or something, and they're going to be able to E-Blade him before he can BKB.
And they always get a good lift because he's always got the Anti-Mage Blink as Faceless trying to pull an MVP here and just walk into the pit, but oh god, they're ready for it. Ice trying for the hook shot. That's not going to work out whatsoever. 4 step away, tries for the TP out. In comes the Hadouken. Can they kill him? They will. MVP chunk him down. Nuts likely going to be next. Dubu well and away on him. The Monoboy going to cancel that TP. That's 2. Sneaking Roshan in this series has proven to be largely disastrous. And it will prove so again as MVP. Kill 2, take the Aegis. And now they might be able to get that first lane of Rex.
Yeah. This might be 2 sets of Rex, at least, if not the game. This is going to be very interesting how they're going to approach this. So Clockwork will respawn and he'll have a hook shot at least. That'll be good.
By the way, Black is also going Ghost Scepter, so I would like to see it. I think at this point you consider a defusal on the PA.
Yeah, Diffusal's really nice. No buyback on Drow for 3 minutes. Actually, no buybacks at all in this game right now, except for AA for this high ground defense.
They're going to commit to that siege, and I don't know if you caught it, but Drow did buy back earlier, so they're not going to have a Drow buyback for this fight. It has to be very careful not to get caught.
Yeah, that's why I said QO was like an MVP last fight. Like he might have messed it up for the first half, but then he made up for it by killing the Drow earlier. Else it would have been like horrible for them. Yeah, like you said, who can get the defusal? I mean PA. Yeah, PA is next item. You don't even necessarily have to finish the Abyssal. I don't think it's necessary. I agree with it.
And they're not going to wait. They just start marching in. QO up in front with Velo by his side as the plate mail picked up now. They are going to need a hell of an Ice Blast hook shot if they want to hold this high ground. They do have the stolen lift to start off the fight for XY, so he can be a little more aggressive. And the hook comes in, but it hits only creeps, pushing QO back. Still, they've already lost the Rubik. Can they isolate and bring down the Timbersaw? Shotgun will secure that first kill, but it may come at cost as they move on to Nuts. Febby there with the Monoboy, not enough to get the kill. Ice will end up being burst by QO, but that is the Blade Mail. Already bringing QO down by about a quarter, and now the BKB's down. He dives in towards the well. QO has Aegis, but he does not have an escape plan. I don't think. Aegis down. Might be in trouble. Febby man-moding in. They're diving the well. MVP so confident. They're known for this aggression historically. And it seems it might work out. The Glyph, though, committed. Clockwork unable to buy back, but now the shotgun is super effective. There's a bash dagger, though, that scares Jabs away. Black can get this going with a silence, potentially. They don't want to risk it. A death here could mean 2 lanes of rack. So they lose that 1 lane. Febby being sent back while he blinks in. Man, they dive to the well there, and it works out okay, but they are really pushing this to the absolute limit of the potential of their heroes, and that was with the Aegis, so MVP testing Faceless. This time it works out.
in my head, I'm like, hit the buildings, hit the buildings. But yeah, they're like, okay, we're MVP. We dive. We kill heroes.
That
We
was
don't.
kind
We
of
don't.
controlled because you saw like they went right back for the racks. They didn't like just try to dive them into the well or anything. It was like just the right amount of aggression, but you know, that is also with Rubik dying at the very start of the fight and Ice 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 not hitting a good hook shot. It was okay. It cogged the PA back, but it definitely wasn't great. If they
Yep.
get a better initiation, I think that might be a lost fight for MVP.
Also, Rubik got blown up somehow instantly. I think it was like one crit might have been
Crit plus the Timber nukes, I think.
stifling. So, do Faceless go all in here is the question now. Do they try to go high ground? Okay, both teams are like smoking into each other's base, but okay, Black doesn't have a TP. Black doesn't have TP. Okay.
Uh-oh. Hey, he's got a Hurricane Pike, and he's going to need to hoof it back, but they are charging down the mid lane. There is no glyph available. MVP catching them with their
Ice
pants
Ice.
down, and then Ice 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 TP'd in on his own, but he does have the Blade Mail, 4-step back, trying to survive. That means XY gets stunned instead. They jump in deeper. There's the lift, though. The arrow, the follow-up. No, he gets tossed out of the arrow. It looked like it actually hit him, but I guess not. QO, BKB now deployed as the clock works out of the fight. The Rex have fallen. MVP pulling this one back.
Febby's on Black.
Can he finish him off? Meanwhile, Black on the run. The Mana Void available. And with one bash, he's pretty much going to be done for. Rubik also falling. Jabs now being chased out by Velo. Has the E-Blade combo. Will leap out into the well. Still pursuing Black. No detection for him, though. I don't know if anyone has it right now. Just the dust on Dubu. They are going to try to converge. QO working on the range. That bottom lane of rack siege rapidly as Febby tries to put a cherry on top for this one. They do manage to lock down Jabs. Can they finish? Well, the bash comes very timely for Febby. We'll find that kill as well. Jabs robbing in the arrow. It'll connect on the least killable target, Febby. And that might just be it. This looks to be a third lane of racks as MVP pull the game out. In the end, they will hang on. They'll take the Megas here, and with that, the GG. Faceless not able to clean through or sweep them. It looked like Faceless could have pulled this game back, but they just didn't get quite enough fights going their way. As Febby will just blink out. They force out the Drow buyback. She maybe kills off Velo here, but already it's going to be Mega Creeps. Febby bringing down the melee, the range shortly to follow. Even if they don't get it now, they'll get it soon enough. This is not looking winnable for Faceless any longer.
Yeah, they're hoping on a prayer, but I don't know where that prayer's gonna. You need like Ags Mjolnir or something on Drow to come back from this, and even then.
He's got Manta, but he's not being allowed to use it here. Jumping in, though, is QO. He's been freed up to get into the backlines. He wants to bring that back. Who has no buyback available. Can they get this kill on that little Drow Ranger? There's a sentry nearby. We'll give QO the vision he needs to secure that kill. Meanwhile, Febby, oh, he's going to live. Too tanky, and that is it. Double dieback ends it for Faceless, who get their faces stomped in to conclude this game 4. Honestly, I didn't even think it should have been that close. Like, there were some slightly messy fights from MVP in the mid game, but they snowballed enough to take it in the end.
Yeah, and that was very sloppy to say the least, as you're talking about from MVP. And as we can see, Faceless had a chance to win this game when they shouldn't have, but it came down to a lot of mistakes, like you talked about earlier. Most of them came from Roshan. Like, both teams were just like, okay, let's just fight at Roshan when we don't necessarily need to. And we just got caught out too many times, and they just died. But this game kind of shows why